Welcome to ArchRivals Football Season 4. Sponsored by Raz Energy, Steiner Sports, and Super Draft Pro. Here is your starting lineup for Season 4. Number 20, Darnell, the Playmaker Salins. Number 96, Alex, the Bearman, Alcazaz. And number 69, Ricky, the Master of Mayhem, Litwinkowicz. Kickoff is starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's try this again. Welcome to ArchRivals Football, the Super Bowl preview show where it's the final day. You know, the Super Bowl Eve, Kansas City Chiefs, Philadelphia Eagles, getting ready to do battle tomorrow afternoon, and I'm not here by myself. I am here with the Bearman, Alex Alcazar. What's going on, sir?
Yeah, everything's going well. Got another long and hard day at work tomorrow.
Oh, you better. It's Super Bowl.
Unfortunately, I'm actually not going to be working when the Super Bowl. By the time the Super Bowl starts, I'm probably going to be sent home. It's a shame.
Oh, lucky. It's a shame.
No, not lucky me. I'd rather work and get the tips.
Maybe you can get your way in there somehow. Maybe. Hey, what you think of the graphic?
I love it.
You love it?
Speaking of graphics, I've been making my own graphics for thumbnails on YouTube.
Nice.
Yeah, Canva.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Super Bowl weekend coming around on here, as you can see right here. And yes, I did another graphic. Oh, your boy been putting in some work. Hey, my brother's in the chat. What's going on, bro? About time you get to catch us live for once. So, with this Super Bowl, there's a lot of headlines going around. One of the main ones, Andy Reid versus his former team. Another one, Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts got a storyline. And you have Travis Kelce for the Chiefs and Jason Kelce for the Eagles. Bearman, any particular line that you most interested into before we continue on? That's a quick preview.
A Super Bowl with a lot of interesting points. It's going to be a Super Bowl that's going to go down in history.
He says a Super Bowl that's going to go down in history. All right.
People are going to be talking about it, believe me. And I'm not talking about for the next 10 years. I'm not talking about for the next 20 years or even 30 years. I'm talking about for the next 50 to 100 years.
50, wow. 50 to 100 years. Okay.
Yeah, don't be surprised if Dallas doesn't win a Super Bowl by then.
Shut up with your Cowboys. One of the main story lineups. This is the first time in NFL history that two black quarterbacks will be starting in the Super Bowl. Bearman, how do you feel about seeing Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts starting quarterbacks for the Super Bowl?
Definitely a match made in heaven.
Really? That's how you see it?
Yeah, I kind of see it that way.
Match made in heaven, he said.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes has already been to 2 Super Bowls.
Won one, lost one.
Mm-hmm. And he's determined to make things right.
The last time we saw him in the Super Bowl, he was taking an L to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Because let's be honest, the team quit on him.
They ain't had no line, and Tampa Bay was just. I don't think no team was gonna stop Tampa Bay that year. Super Bowl was in their own place too, and they got to make history. It is what it is. Jalen Hurts is making his first career Super Bowl start, first ever Super Bowl appearance. Interesting to see how that looked, but that team has been one of the best teams in the league from start to finish. So that's one storyline. I love the storyline. It's something that Birdman previewed the last time we was here. Andy Reid going against his former team. And Birdman, I will give you the floor to go back on what you said about this one, because this was the main storyline you was looking at when we last spoke.
Well, because everybody should remember, Andy Reid was the head coach for the Philadelphia Eagles from 1999 until 2012. And for further clarification, Andy Reid actually took the Eagles to a Super Bowl once, where they lost to the New England Patriots. Eagles did not lose in a good way, especially with how that fourth quarter went for the Eagles.
Well,
yeah, I'm sure our friend Ricky remembers that Super Bowl very well.
Well, it's interesting to say to know that hey, Andy Reid's back. This is his third Super Bowl. Won one, lost two. Man, this is his fourth. He won one, lost two. Like she said, he lost to the New England Patriots back in 2004, 2005. It was right here in Jacksonville, Florida. He won his first one over the San Francisco 49ers when he was the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, and then he lost the same one that Patrick Mahomes lost against Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But there's another storyline that's going on for Super Bowl, Bear Man. You know what that one is?
What's that?
We had the first ever brothers facing each other for the Super Bowl crown.
The Kelce brothers.
Kansas City tight end Travis Kelce versus big brother on the other side. The offense was I think he's the center for the Eagles. Jason Kelce. Mom already has the shirt, the two-sided jerseys are already sewed together. So this is history of making Bear Man. We have the Kelce brothers going against each other. How you see that?
Very interesting. Like I said, this is a Super Bowl that's going to go down in history.
So we have a lot of things going on right about now here as we get ready for the big game tomorrow. As you see, taking it down your screen, 6:30 p.m. on Fox tomorrow afternoon. Now, we got the storylines out the way. You ready to do what we do best there, man?
Tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help us God.
Let's get to it. These are NFL rankings for both teams. The number one offense in the league goes to the Kansas City Chiefs. The second ranked offense in the league goes to the Philadelphia Eagles. Defense, Kansas City is ranked 12th in the league, while the Philadelphia Eagles come in ranked third. The Kansas City Chiefs, led by Patrick Mahomes, has the number one passing offense in the league, and Philadelphia has the ninth offense in the league, passing offense in the league. Eagles coming with the fifth best rushing attack in the league, and Kansas City comes with the 20th rushing attack in the league. Bearman, you have your NFL rankings right in front of you. What does these say to you?
Philadelphia, there's a good reason why they're the favorites to win. I mean, look at Philadelphia. Everything right there though that's in front of me, it's in the top 10.
Yep.
And 3 of those is in top 5. 3 out of 4 top 5. Okay. But now you look at Kansas City, first in offense, first in passing, but defense is 12th. But the running game is, well, it's okay. You can't exactly say that the teams are evenly matched though, because Philadelphia has an advantage with the pass rush and with the running game.
Yes, they do.
Hassan Redditt. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, we're gonna break it down. We're gonna get into the nitty-gritty of the whole thing, and we're gonna keep on. Let's get everybody caught up with how the season went for both teams.
And when we say break it down, we're not talking about DX.
As you see on your screen right here, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are watching us live, these are the averages. Kansas City is averaging 29 points per game with the Philadelphia Eagles right behind them at 28. Kansas City defense, they give up 20 a game, man. Do you see this for the Eagles defense?
Oh, yeah.
How many points they give up a game? That is 7 points.
7. I mean, outscored their opponents by 55 points in the playoffs.
They have not been playing around. It is something to behold. You see the passing number, the rushing yards, the passing yards allowed, the rushing.
Oh, I see it all right.
Philadelphia gives up less than 100 yards a game in rushing, and they give up 116 in passing. I mean, like Bearman said, this is the reason why Vegas put them as the favorite one. I mean, there's nothing but a point and a half favorite, by the way. I don't think that might. It's been 2 weeks. That line hasn't moved not one time. So what does that tell you about Kansas City, though? Despite all these gaudy numbers that you see from the Philadelphia side, there's only a point and a half favorite.
Kansas City is going to be in. They're going to have a hard time. I mean, what's the $1 million question right now surrounding Mr. Patrick Mahomes?
And we're gonna get to that.
Yeah,
we're gonna get to that. So as we can say, I just want to make sure we get everything caught up. You see the season leaders for each team. Patrick Mahomes has thrown for over 5,000 yards, 41 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Jalen Hurts over 37, just over 3,700 yards, 22 touchdowns and 6 picks. Isaiah Pacheco for the Kansas City Chiefs has rushed for over 800 yards with 5 touchdowns. Sonny Michel, the head monster of the 3-headed monster backfield. You want to go 4-headed monster, we include Jalen Hurts. But over 1,000 yards rushing, 11 touchdowns. And then Travis Kelce, he's the man as a receiving core for the Kansas City Chiefs. Over 1,300 yards catching with 12 touchdowns. A.J. Brown is leading the way for the Eagles with just almost 1,500. A.J. Brown almost had 1,500 yards catching. Do you believe that? AJ Brown was 4 yards away from having 1,500 yards receiving.
And if you round it, technically he did.
With 11 touchdowns. So. Now we got the goods out the way. Let us take a quick break real quick. And then when we come back, we're going to dive into the matchups of Super Bowl 57.
Paint Train Pipe Bomb Productions and the Playmakerz blog are now both partnered with Fanatics. Fanatics is now your new home for all fan merchandise. From the MLB, the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, MLS, NASCAR, WWE, international soccer leagues, and golf. Check out the links below for everyday deals on Fanatics.com.
And welcome back to ArchRivals Football with the Playmaker and the Bearman. You just saw our Fanatics commercial. And as the clock strikes 12 today, within the next 3 hours and 20 minutes, you can get free U.S. shipping on your orders over $34. That's use the promo code 34SHIP. That is 34SHIP. Get your Super Bowl gear now while you still can.
Well, they got another deal going on right now, too.
Also,
free U.S. shipping on orders over $29.
This deal's everywhere right now.
Fanatics, see, that's what I love about Fanatics. I mean, Lids is the same. You see, there are many reasons why Fanatics and Lids do so well, but one of those reasons is because they always got deals. It's because they know that you got to make the customer come back. You got to basically give them no choice but to come back, and you do things right. You do good business.
It is what it is. All right, it's time to dive into Super Bowl 57. You ready, Bearman?
Yeah.
All right, they are already making history together by being 2 black quarterbacks starting in the Super Bowl. But ladies and gentlemen, and Bearman, one side of the coin is a guy who has won the Super Bowl and who has won MVP honors back on Thursday night. That would be one Patrick Mahomes. And on the other side is the guy who has surprised everybody with his play this year because he was a question mark going in for the Philadelphia Eagles. And he finished second in the MVP race. That would be one Jalen Hurts. Bearman, I present to you Patrick Mahomes versus Jalen Hurts.
Well, Jalen Hurts did win a national championship in college. He did win the Heisman Trophy too, didn't he?
Jalen Hurts, yeah. Did he win the Heisman Trophy? Yeah, I can't remember right now.
Well, These guys definitely had a decorated career in college, and so far, I mean, Patrick Mahomes has obviously already done almost everything there is to do, and he's still got plenty of football left in him. Like I said, Jalen Hurts versus Mahomes. This is going to go down in history.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes. People's worrying about the ankle injury. Oh, by the way, neither one of them are on the injury report heading into tomorrow.
Except the question is, are they fully 100%?
That's the question, but neither one of them are on it. Matter of fact, there is nobody on the injury report for either side. Everybody's
well,
on
the Chiefs placed to be Cole Hardman on injured reserve. I think was it a pelvis injury?
Yeah, but that takes him out of it, so he's not on it. We won't show up on the injury report. Patrick Mahomes says the ankles feels good. Jalen Hurts says the shoulder feels good. They're ready to go. They're ready to rock and roll. Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes need to win the Super Bowl. Now,
Patrick Mahomes is determined to win it all again.
Now, some of you probably are saying, he already won one. Why does he need to? Why does he need?
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes did win one, but the last time he was in the Super Bowl, he got destroyed. Patrick Mahomes wants to avenge that. Mm-hmm.
His first Super Bowl appearance, but a guy who's been prone since the start of the season, and Jalen Hurts. And the way Jalen Hurts act, he just calm, cool, let it all this can be. He just go out there and he just plays. If he wins it,
he just goes out there and plays.
Super Bowl, you know all the Dallas gonna have to do. Shout out to Ronnie Hamilton for joining us. Thank you, sir. All the Dallas got to shut up, even though they should shut up now because he was the big question mark for the Eagles and burying the Super Bowl. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Mahomes do not want to go down 1-2 in Super Bowls. Andy Reid's already 1-3 in Super Bowls. There's a lot of pressure on the Kansas City Chiefs that people have not really been talking about. Jalen Hurts is going out there. He's going to play his game. He's going to do what he needs to do. But will the moment be too big for Jalen Hurts is the question. This is the big. He has never been on this type of stage. Has he won a national championship? Yeah. But national championship does not compare to the Super Bowl.
Well, Andy Reid did win two. He won the Super Bowl twice already. He won it once as an assistant coach.
I don't want to count the assistant coach, but I'm counting him as a head coach.
Yeah. Won in 1996 over Ricky's Patriots.
But if you want to clue everything, all coaching experience together, he's 2-2 in Super Bowls. But as far as head coaching wise, he's 1-2.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He is 1-2.
And speaking of the coaching in the grid, we're all talking about Andy Reid. Nick Sirianni. You know what I found out, Bearman?
Mm-hmm.
These two guys got kind of a history together.
Yes, they do.
You want to tell the people what that history is?
Because at one point, Nick Sirianni was had a coaching position in the Andy Reid coaching tree in Kansas City. I believe this is when Andy Reid first arrived in Kansas City.
And what did Andy Reid do to Nick Sirianni?
He fired him.
Now, we talking, 5 years ago?
Yep. Well, he was actually fired because and Sirianni was actually basically the offensive quality coach for Kansas City in 2011, but in 2012 he was the wide receivers coach. So Andy Reid arrives and he fired him.
10 years in the making. Nick Sirianni is now the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, going against a guy who fired him out of Kansas City. Now, Bearman, there's a thing that is called experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is the Super Bowl. The pre-game is different than normal games, correct?
Oh, big time.
You have the halftime show, which is featured by Rihanna. That's different than normal games. So, how does Nick Sirianni handle the added minutes of pregame and added minutes of the Super Bowl halftime show?
How does he?
Will the inexperience affect Nick Sirianni? Because Andy Reid's been through this before.
Andy Reid's been around for a long time. And I'm talking about as a head coach.
Yeah.
He's been an active head coach since 1999.
So we talking inexperience on one side and experience on the other side.
Oh, experience is an understatement.
To you, Bearman, how big would the experience of Andy Reid factor in this matchup?
Big time.
So do you get that gives the edge to Kansas City?
In that particular moment, yes.
Okay. Now, that's the head coaching battle. Wide receiver core. One side you have Juju Smith-Schuster, who was cleared. You have Kadarius Toney, who was cleared. You have Sky Moore, and you have the guy who basically beat the Bengals along with Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. That is Marcus Valdez-Scantling. Neither one of them guys that I just named make you shiver in your shoes, correct?
Nope.
But they got here, right?
They got here.
They got here. On the other side, is two guys that do make you shiver in your shoes, because that is one, Devontae Smith, and A.J. Brown. Wide receiver core. I'm guessing, Bearman, do you favor Philly in this one?
Big time. I mean, A.J. Brown. I mean, Devontae Smith. Philadelphia's got the edge. I mean, I wonder if Kansas City wishes they had Tyreek Hill right now.
So you're telling me, despite that Patrick Mahomes can spread the ball to 4 different receivers outside of Travis Kelce, you still fear the duo of A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith?
Yeah.
And you telling me 2 is better than 4 in this case?
I mean, hey, it's 2-on-1. I mean, 2 is greater than 1, right?
But Kansas City has 4 receivers they can use. But they can't match those 2. He's right. They can't match them 2. I already told you, like, A.J. Brown was almost at 1,500 yards receiving. I don't even know how many yards Devontae Smith even had. Matter of fact, let me see if I can look that up to see how many yards Devontae Smith had. Because that's how lethal them 2 are, which is ridiculous. Okay. Doesn't show me. Let me go here. No, they're showing me the post, and I need the regular season. There we go. And Devontae, you know how crazy this is? So we said A.J. Brown was 4 yards away from 1,500, right?
Yeah.
Devontae Smith was 4 yards away from 1,200. These 2 almost combined for 4,700 yards. No, 2,700 yards. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Them 2 by themselves almost could count it for 2,700 yards receiving.
Ridiculous.
Oh, man.
And I'm going to say like the Harry Potter spell, ridiculous.
Yeah, we're going to give that edge to Philadelphia.
And yeah, for everybody wondering, yeah, I did read the first few Harry Potter books. Yeah, I'm a dork.
Tight end battle there, man. Travis Kelce for the Chiefs and Dallas Goedert of the Eagles.
Ooh. Okay, well, Goddard's good, but this one's a no-brainer. We got to give that to Kelce.
I mean, Travis Kelce is just on a different level. But
still, at the same time, you can't deny the fact that Dallas Goedert has earned his respect.
Dallas got had over 700 yards receiving with 3 touchdowns. I mean, he gets in what he fits in. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
He get in where he fit in. And you already seen Travis Kelce numbers, but those of you who are just coming in, we're talking 1,383 yards receiving and 12 touchdowns. I mean, yeah, he basically is double the production of Dallas Goedert. So there's nothing we can do on that one, right?
Nothing we can do.
And then the running back position. One Isaiah Pacheco, who has been the man for the Kansas City Chiefs without Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So we're talking 830 yards rushing for 5 touchdowns. And then you got to go against that 3-headed monster that is Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, and Kenneth Gainwell of the Philadelphia Eagles. I know what you finna go at, Bearman, so go ahead and let it out.
Well, this goes to Philadelphia.
Obviously.
3-headed monster, I believe is how you said it.
3-headed monster. And we ain't not even cooling Jalen Hurts as the other running back. So you have here Miles Sanders, who has rushed for 1,269 yards. You have Jalen Hurts, who ran for 760 yards. Gainwell rushed for 240 yards, but he had a hell of a run in the playoffs. And then every now and then you forget about Bart Scott, who has run over 200 yards himself.
Yeah. Philadelphia's running game is brutal.
Now, if you want the postseason numbers of the running backs, let's go to them. Kenneth Gainwell has rushed for 160 yards. Miles Sanders has rushed for 132 yards. Jalen Hurts has rushed for 73 yards, and Boston Scott has rushed for 53 yards. And that's to give you a point of how effective this is. On average, Gainwell 6.2 yards a carry. Sanders 4.7 yards a carry. Hurts 3.7 yards a carry, and Scott 4.4 yards a carry. Plug and play. That's plug and play with the Eagles. It just don't even matter. It just don't even matter. So running back position is going to the Philadelphia Eagles. So as of right now, we give the quarterback edge to Patrick Mahomes, the coaching to Andy Reid. Then we got the receiver core for the Eagles. And we have the running back to the Eagles. Kansas City gets the tight end position. 3-2 Chiefs right now. Bearman, it's the side of the ball that you love. Defense.
Because what wins championships?
Defense wins championships.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City's defense, Philadelphia's defense.
Well, I talked about Hassan Reddick, haven't I?
Yep.
That's the pass rush. Eagles got the advantage as far as the pass rush goes.
You talking about the man who wrecked the San Francisco 49ers literally?
Yeah. I mean,
Hassan Reddick took out both of their active quarterbacks. Both.
What's
the same move?
Single-handedly.
What about the Chiefs defense? How you feel about the Chiefs defense?
Certainly going to have the work cut out for them, but they're certainly capable of anything.
The Eagles lead the league in sacks with 77 sacks.
Mm-hmm. So the Eagles got the advantage there.
Number 2 is the Kansas City Chiefs, but they are like 54?
That's a 23. That's a minus 23 difference if my math is correct.
That's a huge gap between first and second. But Chris Jones is the man in the middle, and he does like to wreak havoc as Joe Burrow. But defense is going to the Philadelphia Eagles, so we 3-3 right now. But this is where the fun begins. down. Patrick Mahomes and his offense going against the Philadelphia Eagles defense. You mentioned Hassan already.
Mm-hmm.
That's the D-line. The D-line has 77 sacks on the year. What we don't talk about is the secondary for the Philadelphia Eagles. Darius Slay, Bradbury, CGJ, those of you who know that's Gardner Johnson. Patrick Mahomes is a special kind of dude, Bear Man. That man is special.
No doubt.
This Eagles defense, they are number one for a reason. Mahomes Magic are lockdown Eagles.
Patrick Mahomes is going to have to produce some magic if he's going to win this one.
Do you see him producing magic?
If he's fully 100%, if he doesn't suffer any ill effects, if he can evade the Eagles' pass rush, if he can dissect the Eagles' defense, he may have a chance.
Patrick Mahomes has his work cut out for him. This is a tenacious defense. This is a physical defense. This defense was more physical than the team that I call the physicalest team in the league. And it's the San Francisco 49ers. But that is Patrick Mahomes over there.
But if Patrick Mahomes gets destroyed, then he won't really be the realest guy in the room. How you doing?
That is the best quarterback in the league. You got to be respectful to the best quarterback in the league and Patrick Mahomes. I think Patrick Mahomes may do some things to the Eagles defense.
I'm sure he will. Personally, I hope he does. I seriously do.
Because when I think about it, I don't recall the Eagles facing that offense like this whole season.
Huh?
So they walked into something different. And plus, you gave Andy Reid 2 weeks to prepare. 2 weeks to prepare for the Eagles defense. I'm pretty sure Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes came up with some plays to get behind the Eagles defense. And plus, we went through the receivers' names. Don't nobody on that list scare you. So guess what? There ain't gonna be no doubling anybody unless it's Travis Kelce. So that means Juju Smith-Schuster, Marcus Valdez-Scantling, Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney. They don't have one-on-one matchups. Can they win their one-on-one matchups to help Patrick Mahomes out?
Patrick Mahomes can't do it by himself. As great as he is, he's gonna have to. It's gonna be a team effort.
So this is what I'm looking at. Will the receiving core outside of Travis Kelce for the Kansas City Chiefs step up and win their one-on-one battle? Because the Eagles are not doubling nobody unless it's Travis Kelce. Juju Smith-Schuster, you're off an injury reserve. That means you're playing. What you gonna do? Kadarius Toney, you off an injury list. You're active to play. What you gonna do? Sky Moore, you a rookie. This is the biggest stage you ever been on. Are you gonna be a deer in headlights? Or are you gonna show off that speed? And Marquez Valdez-Scantling, what you did against the Cincinnati Bengals, can you duplicate that in the biggest game of the year?
He's gonna have to.
Big play Darius Slay is taking one of y'all out the equation. So can one of y'all take down Bradbury, who's going to be the other side of the field? And from the looks of it, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson might be covering Travis Kelce. So that means Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney, you might have some room to run. Can you use that speed? This is what a crying mind want to see tomorrow from the Kansas City Chiefs. All right. Bearman, let's flip it now. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, the trio of running backs versus the Kansas City Chiefs defense. Talk to me.
It's overwhelming. So now you're asking me, who do I have? Is it Philadelphia or Kansas City?
No, not there yet. It's just The offense of the Eagles versus the defense of the Kansas City Chiefs. Chris Jones, you seen what he did to Joe Burrow the last time we saw the Chiefs play. He wrecked that game in favor of the Kansas City Chiefs.
So yeah, we got Chris Jones. So we got Chris Jones versus Hassan Reddick. Okay.
But on the other side,
if Chris Jones can somehow get to Jalen Hurts before Jalen Hurts breaks free, then we're gonna have something.
Frank Clark, where have you been at, sir? For the Kansas City
Right now,
Chiefs.
I'm leading Eagles offense.
The Kansas City Chiefs don't have a potent secondary like the Eagles do. So are y'all going to double AJ Brown? Maybe get double Devontae Smith. I don't know. But
You gotta do what you gotta do, right?
But what you don't see on the graphic, ladies and gentlemen, you don't see Dallas Goedert. Who's a quarterback best friend?
I'm sorry?
Who's a quarterback best friend?
Oh,
The tight end. The tight end. So does Dallas Goedert get the run free up the middle? Down the middle of the field? Where everybody focus on number 11 and number 6?
Oh, if he's left uncovered, then he's gonna do damage.
And then I didn't even get to the number one rushing attack in all of the NFL. That is the Eagles' backfield. Miles Sanders, Austin Scott, Kenneth Gainwell, and if he wants to, Jalen Hurts. If that shoulder's 100%, do we see Jalen Hurts take off and run with the football?
Who knows?
What will Steve Spagnuolo do with the Kansas City Chiefs defense to stop this potent offer? Because they can beat you passing, they can beat you throwing.
You got to get to Jalen Hurts.
The key is to get to Jalen Hurts. That's what you're saying.
Now, as I say, you got to sack the quarterback. You got to force turnovers. Yeah. The key out of everything, you got to get to Jalen Hurts.
Steve Wallman, the buddy. How you doing? And that's the same way for the Eagles. They got to get to Patrick Mahomes. Because are we sure? Do we have any faith in Isaiah Pacheco to run the ball against the Eagles defense?
Yeah, Kansas City doesn't have an advantage as far as where the running game goes.
So it's pretty much Patrick Mahomes going to need some help from some unlikely heroes.
Oh, big time.
Steve Rodman's going Chiefs, and I'm pretty sure that's his biasness of being a Giants fan. But nevertheless, it is what it is at this point in time. And speaking of that, I did title out the receiving core, right?
Mm-hmm.
What y'all gonna do? This is one of the top secondaries in the National Football League. You see Darius Slay, Carter Johnson, and you see Bradbury. Can Juju Smith-Schuster win his battle? Juju Smith-Schuster is a tall, big receiver. He doesn't play like it, though. That is my issue with Juju Smith-Schuster. He doesn't play like a big receiver. Okay? You see Sky Moore and you see Kadarius Toney. There are two speedsters on the field that should be able to make some damage happen in the open field if they can manage to break some tackles. And then Marcus Valdes-Scantling, if he can pick up where he left off that against the Cincinnati Bengals, that would help Patrick Mahomes greatly. And Travis Kelce. Because we know the eyes going to be on Travis Kelce.
Oh, you think?
Can any one of the 4 receivers that I brought up take pressure off Travis Kelce and allow Patrick Mahomes to spread the field out?
Well, one can only hope so. You talk about Travis Kelce. You see everybody about as far as a Super Bowl MVP. If Kansas City wins, if Patrick Mahomes is the Super Bowl MVP, why not nominate Travis Kelce? Travis Kelce could be the MVP.
Depends
why?
on how the
Because
game goes.
people say he's not. Why? Because he's a tight end.
I mean, if he's the only one making damage happening against the Eagles and the other receivers ain't doing nothing, I don't see why Travis Kelce won't win MVP if the Kansas City Chiefs win. But if the other receivers don't do anything, I hardly doubt the Kansas City Chiefs are going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. So that is the breakdown that we have for you. So first,
like I said, there's many reasons why Philadelphia is favored.
So speaking of this, Bearman, you up first. Prediction and why you feel that way.
Philadelphia has an advantage in so many categories. I think Philadelphia is going to take advantage of it. Philadelphia's running game could be a major difference maker. So I think I have to go Philadelphia. As much as I hate to say it, I will never like the Eagles, but you got to tell it like it is. That's what I do. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. You cannot put personal feelings on it. You got to basically tell the truth, be objective. And the Eagles are the Eagles are probably just too damn good.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 weeks of debating this, thinking at all angles and all sides, we have the best quarterback in the National Football League going against the best team in the National Football League. ESPN threw a stat out there. This is the 4th time that the MVP winner goes against the runner-up. Patrick Mahomes won the MVP. Jalen Hurts came in second, a distant second, by the way. And those other 3 previous meetings, that guy who was runner-up in the MVP won all 3 Super Bowls. That's another favorite to the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts. But we've seen this kind of story before. You know, when Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals was walking back into Arrowhead, coming off beating Patrick Mahomes 3 straight times. Everybody was down Patrick Mahomes. Everybody was down the Chiefs because Joe Burrow has been whooping that ass. What happened? Not only did Patrick Mahomes play the hell of a game, Marcus Valdez-Scantling stepped up. Chris Jones wrecked the game when it was time for the game to be reckoned, to exercise their demons to get rid of Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. This is a different animal in the Philadelphia Eagles, the number 1 rushing attack in the National Football League. They have a 4-headed monster backfield. And then they have 2 dynamic receivers and a tight end who is capable of doing some good things as Travis Kelce does. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I sit here today, it is Eagles fly for me. I'm going with the best team over the best quarterback. It's not an easy pick for me, but it's a pick that I feel that needs to be made. I'm picking the best team in the National Football League. So,
Well, the way you said it, the best team versus the best quarterback.
that's how I see it. The best team versus the best quarterback.
A super team versus one guy. So Patrick Mahomes could be could be a lone wolf. It could be 2020 all over again.
So, with that being said, this would do it for ArchRivals Season 4. We will see during the offseason if there'll be a Season 5. But for now, this is the end of ArchRivals. Bearman, any final words?
And the best team win. Stick around, y'all. We'll see y'all again soon.
It's been fun covering the NFL this year for you guys on ArchRivals Football. Hope y'all enjoy yourself because this is it. This is the big game. All the talking is done. It's time to hit the field and it's trying to get it cracking. Kansas City Chiefs, Philadelphia Eagles, 6:30. Fox. Enjoy yourself. I am the Playmaker, along with the Bearman. We will catch y'all guys on the other side.
You've just experienced ArchRivals Football Season 4. Click that like button and subscribe so you'll be notified when a new Arch episode is live on the air. Check out our sponsor links down below for everyday deals on Fanatics, NFLshop.com, and Points.com. Need merch? Check out www paintrainpipebomb.threadless.com for quality merch at amazing prices. Tune in again next time for ArchRivals Football Season 4.